a single negative syllable to speak about Oneil Cruz, the production that he's had to date, promise that he's continued to fulfill, the adjustment that he's made to center field, how much smarter he's become as a base runner, all that stuff. Nothing but pluses, pluses, pluses. Good morning to you. Good Friday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or hockey, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Penguins in the same place that you found this. Cubs 3, Pirates 2 last night at Wrigley Field. Andrew Heaney became the latest in a seemingly endless line of starting pitchers to deliver official quality. In this case, precisely that, with 6 innings, 3 runs. And in turn, the latest to take an L for that, because the offense produced all of 4 hits, struck out 10 times, made Jameson Taillon look like, the way he was supposed to look when the Pirates drafted him. Absolutely dominant. And the result was the result. The result could have been different if the 7th inning, which saw the Pirates score twice, would have kept going. But Cruz struck out, swinging through a slider. That was his second K of the night. He's got, for the season, 88 of those in 262 plate appearances. But I did promise you positives. So I'm going to roll those out first because there's way more of those. So even though the batting average is as low as it's been at any point in his career at 226, his OPS is higher than at any point in his career. That matters. Matters actually for a bunch of reasons. He's got an 812 OPS. That's because he's got a 351 on base percentage and a 461 slug. The real rise, well, that's in walks. He has walked 40 times, which has him on pace to obliterate his previous career high of 51 set last year. He has become a far more discerning hitter. I'm actually going to take that one further. He has advanced in this specific capacity as much as any young player I have ever seen with this team, meaning going from where he started out to where he is now. If you go back to 2022, his first full season in the majors, he struck out 126 times. He walked 28 times. That's a gap and a half. By comparison, that gap is now 88 to 40. The power's there too. Obviously, I don't just mean the exit velocity and all the stuff that gets social media all excited. He has 13 home runs. His career high was set last season with 21. I'm going to use this term again. He's going to obliterate that this year. And the steals, wow, I don't even, he has 24 already. His career high was 22. He's been thrown out 3 times all year. So between that and the gradual, kind of understated advancement that we've seen from him in the outfield, it's been a good year. I am not here to characterize it as anything other than that. I just want more. You see how you can do that? You can do that without ripping him or casting doubt on him or wondering if he's all there or any of that other stuff. I think the world of his talent. Everyone in the Pirates fold thinks the world of his talent. He thinks the world of his talent, albeit in a not at all obnoxious way. And he should. He can do things on the baseball diamond that other humans can't do. So as I look across this stat line and ask myself, what might be missing? What might be the key to his next level? He's 26 years old. Maybe we think of him still as a little bit younger because he had the lost season with the ugly ankle injury. But he's 26. He's in his prime. He should be, if not necessarily peaking, at least on the way to peaking. And what does that look like? What out of all these columns of numbers would offer the best, what's the word I'm looking for here? The best flexible ceiling for him to continue growing? Well, I'm going to come up with one easy one for you, even though this one is completely not his fault. he's only got 29 RBIs. Now, if you're one of those who still thinks that RBIs are an individual stat, meaning something within the hitter's control, as opposed to, making sure that there are people all over the base paths for a given hitter, this topic won't do much for you. If you're of the more current belief that RBIs are just happenstance, and I'm very much there, then you'll understand that Cruz having 76 RBIs last season and only 29 so far this season is indicative really of nothing other than this team being just terrible overall offensively. But I'm going to throw this in to that same mix. The walks, the rate of walks, and the way they've increased. Again, he had 51 all of last season. He's got 40 already this season. To me, is a screaming signal that the other team doesn't even want to waste their time pitching to him. When Brian Reynolds was hitting behind Cruz, which has been most of the season, Reynolds was, until recently, really, really, really down from his career norms. But also, because the lineup overall doesn't scare anybody, you can just arbitrarily decide before the game, hey, we're just not throwing to him. If he hacks, but we're not giving him anything to hit. Which leads me back to that same seventh inning last night in Chicago. There was a bases-loaded walk to Jared Triolo, of all non-threatening types. And Brad Keller, Chicago's relief pitcher, on the mound was just spraying. I mean, he looked like he had no idea where anything was going. And pretty much everybody benefited from that, except, of course, Tommy Pham, who would somehow be called out on strikes. But the score's 3-2 in the Cubs' favor. There's 2 outs. Bases are still loaded after the Triolo walk, and Cruz comes up. And you're thinking, wow, this is perfect. This is who you want up there. This is a right-left matchup. Even with 2 outs, you're really feeling like the Pirates have this thing. Oh, okay, not in the bag. They're at least going to tie it. So the count gets worked full, which for the zillionth time is to Cruz's credit. The 3 pitches with which Keller misses are 100 miles out of the zone. One of the pitches that draws a swing and miss is a little bit out of the zone. It's a slider, and the one that gets Cruz on a big whiff was also a slider, but it was just right down Waveland Avenue. I mean, it was the center dot of the box. And that right there, it doesn't happen all that often, but it still does. Where you look at that and say, wow, just find a way, take something off of that. It does not have to get hit all the way to Wisconsin. Put it in play, win the game. That, to me, leads to more results, leads to more confidence, leads to even more from Cruz. When we come back, J1Q. If you're looking for a great dining experience, look no further than North Shore Tavern. Located directly across Federal Street from PNC Park, next door to Mike's Beer Bar, North Shore Tavern is Pittsburgh's home for steak on a stone. Enjoy your steak finished on a hot lava stone in front of you, where you ensure each piece is cooked to exactly your liking. Or try their rotating selection of entrees, hot sandwiches, salads, and burgers, all while enjoying the ambiance dedicated to the great players and history of the Pittsburgh Pirates all around you. Come see why everyone's talking about North Shore Tavern and steak on a stone.
It's Gun Storage Check Week. Help prevent unwanted access to your firearms. No one wants their unsecured gun to be used in an accident, a suicide, or a crime. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to secure your firearms. Learn more at gunstoragechek.org. That's gunstoragechek.org. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Today's J1Q comes from Christian in Zeeland, Michigan, who asks, DK, I'm curious to know, what exactly is Don Kelly's hitting philosophy? He seems to be allowing the Pirates to take the bat off their shoulders more often. You know, Christian, I'm not going to have a real good answer for you here, not in the short term. I'd like to be able to do that, but I'm still seeing so many of the same traits, both collectively and individually, as I was just discussing, related to Oneil Cruz, for me to feel like there's been some sort of bang, eureka moment in the hitting aspect. If you look at how the Pirates have won under Kelly, and I'm not overstating that because they're 500 under Kelly, it's been by and large through a tremendous 5-week run of pitching. Not just the starters either, the bullpen as well. On top of that, they've cleaned up a lot of stuff behind those pitchers. You're not seeing the same bungling in the field. You're not seeing it on the base paths either. But what has not changed is the offense. Brian Reynolds was getting hot there for a little bit, if you'll recall. Well, for the month of June so far, and it's now the 13th of the month, he's hitting 184 with 1 home run and 2 extra base hits out of 38 at-bats. Cruz is hitting 206 with 1 home run and 3 extra base hits. Spencer Horwitz, whose absence was supposed to be one of the differences, or at least he was supposed to be a difference maker once he finally got active, he's hitting 200 this month with no home runs, 1 RBI. We all got a little excited about Henry Davis there for a bit. He's at 197 over the same span. You want to know who's hitting? Yeah, it's Kutch. It's always Kutch. It's been Kutch for 20 years. In fairness, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa and Adam Frazier are contributing, but these aren't, being respectful here, significant pieces of the franchise's future, any more than Kutch is, obviously. So for me to attempt to break down what would be the difference between the system of hitting or the approach to hitting under Kelly versus what it was under Derek Shelton, the first thing to bring up is that it's the same hitting coach. It's still Matt Haig, who was hired by the same general manager, Ben Cherington, who has not the first and faintest anything clue as it relates to hitting. Now, I can share with you anecdotally that Kelly has expressed pride on occasion over the past couple of weeks when he's seen his players work in concert toward running up pitch counts. That's a lot of the Cherington philosophy, at least in verbiage it is. Of course, the difference between the Cherington philosophy and the way that same philosophy is applied by everybody else is that, when they work their way into certain counts, they then go right ahead and hit the ball. But yeah, look, I've got almost nothing but glowing things to say about Kelly's first few weeks on the job. I think he's put himself into a position where he's earned what he's going to get, which is more time as manager, even after Cherington's gone. But yeah, I'd go easy on any sort of recognition for anyone regarding hitting. It's just not there. I appreciate the question. I appreciate everybody listening to Daily Shot of Pirates. We'll be back with another one of these on Monday.